we're back. We're back here. Hopefully, should be getting into things. As you can see, for the rest of the evening, we've got another game after this as well for the Endpoint boys. Some slight frame issues are catching that. Either way, Prov is going to pick up 2 and drop 1 here. So that's going to be Pulse after he finds Andrex in a 1 versus 2. Begs the question at this point as to whether he'll be able to take it. I'll keep an eye on the chat as well. Let me know how the frames and stuff are. It was absolutely fine earlier. But, again, perhaps issues with Sevo. Pulse is going to find Russ. There's only 10 seconds remaining, so he's got to hightail it onto the B-bomb site. Get this bomb down as soon as possible. A little bit of a dangerous plant here. Prov is only seconds away, and we'll spot him out there. I think he felt like Prov was on the flank, but unfortunately the read from Pulse was incorrect. A 4K from Prov to win a 3rd round on the board, and that's going to reset Team Endpoint. Take a quick look here. Got the bomb plant in that 1st round. Despite losing the pistol, able to pull out the AKs around early. It paid off for them, and then unfortunately lose the consequential gun round. Apparently had the same kind of issue the other day, and there is a command on the way that obviously I've never really used. I think in the past I've casted maybe once on Sevo. To be honest, I don't tend to use Sevo very often at all to cast stuff. Either way, 3-1. We can at least kind of keep up with the action to a decent enough level here. Cobblestone, pretty home map, I would have thought, for Endpoint at this point. You know, it seems to be the kind of the stalwart of UKCS. These players on this Endpoint side have played with a lot of other UK players, and they all like to go towards this Cobblestone. You know, because it's just kind of a home map for them, right? Force by coming out as well. They've got 2 AKs, Pulse and Aaron. A hell of a lot more. Aaron, we'll find a clean little 1-tap onto Ruffian. There's now only one other player on this A-bomb site, and it is the AWP player. Andrex will rotate, will find Pulse. Aaron's going to find a second. Tagged up onto pretty low HP, and they've still got to find the AWPer on the site, but Aaron picks up a 3rd here, and now it's going to be into the 3-on-2. Weber on the flank, on the side of that smoke. Will turn it into a 2-on-1 and also finds the head of the Russ in rat hole there. So 3-2 now in favour of Endpoint. Well, in favour of no quarter Cartel, but I mean, you know, that round going in favour of Endpoint is going to allow them to have a pretty decent buy going forward here. They've got the 1 CZ in Mighty Max, but he's managed to pull out an AK. I'd imagine Pulse has got one dropped here, which is why he's only got the Glock in hand. On the left-hand side of things, no quarter Cartel are on a force buy. If they lose this one as well, it's really going to destroy their economy. Luzzo with the AWP, of course, as you would expect, going aggressive on middle to control there. Following that nade, as unfortunately it does not get too much done in the end. One bit of damage done onto one player on either side. Flash is coming in, however, going to allow them to take danger controls. They find Ruffian. It costs Mighty Max about 60% of his HP there, but I'm sure he will take that going into things. As now they are trying to get onto this A-bomb site, but the rotates are coming in quickly. They're soon to be surrounded by these pistols. They're not going to find one, not able to get away though, as Mighty Max doing work right now on this anti-force buy round. Picks up 2. Never chimes in with another. GKR will find the head of Mighty Max. Not quite sure how that connected with his face, but either way it does. But in the grand scheme of things, not a bad round at all from Endpoint. You know, they want to win those rounds cleanly, get the economy rolling, get it strong going into the T side. You know, especially on Cobblestone, you can really start to run away with things. Anyone tuning in to the Prem last night will have seen Vexed absolutely demolish Enclave 16-4 on this map. Alright, boys, I've got some commands that the very kind, those of you that are familiar with Endpoint, Adam has sent me. So if you just give me a quick minute here, Perfect timing for it to come in as well, because it's an easy win for Endpoint on that one. Let me just get these in, because apparently this will sort out the framey kind of issues that we've got at the moment, hopefully. Can't really tell at this point, in all honesty. I'm not sure that this is fully on either. I don't know what's going on. My crosshair's not changing. So that's a bit weird. Doesn't seem to have made too much of a difference. I think I need to put spaces in between here. Right, colon and then space, otherwise it's just and that kind of looks better. I suppose we'll find out when the action gets started. Either way, full buy coming in from both sides here. Endpoint have already lost Luzzer. That's going to be the AWP down as well. I think Prov has managed to retrieve that as well. Could be wrong on that one, in fairness. Flash onto Aaron, but he is securely hidden behind in the immediate vicinity. But through the smoke, Russ will find him. Beautiful shot from him. 5 versus 3 now as well. Not very much utility remaining for this T side. Nor is there for the CT side. It's going to come down to finding the shots. Mighty Max not quite able to find the head, but he will eventually of GKR. Left in the 4 versus 2 now for Weber and Mighty Max. Weber will find one, but unfortunately traded back by Andrex. And now Prov with the AWP is on the rotate to find Mighty Max. So 4-4 all to play for in a moment. Very, very close game indeed. Right, this is not making a difference. So give me a sec to just get each one. Hello? Okay, thank you. I'll just do this actually. Back. Right. 200 IQ, do this one. Because that's easier. And then, I feel like that should have all worked anyway. I'll have a quick look in the chat in a second for you all calling me an idiot, but I don't understand. Right. We'll see. 4 versus 3. Missed a couple of those kills. Big apologies. This looks slightly better. Alright, cool. Pulse picks up Prov. Prov's not too happy about that one. Don't speak much about Turkish, in all honesty. Luzzer will find Russ as well. So it's into a 3-on-2 after it being a 4-on-3. The man advantage now goes back in favour of Team Endpoint. They kind of have the slightly better utility here as well. Just play things slowly, wait for the flashbangs. And now the bomb will get planted. Out in the open as well, they'll be able to play the post-plant positions. Andrex goes down, and Luzzer peeks off of the contact to take down GKR. As it will be 5-4, so Team Endpoint take the lead, and should be able to solidify that one if they can win this round here. They'll be up against another force buy of the Turkish side. Which, I mean, the CT... The thing is, you see them force so often on the CT side, but it can definitely work, right? That you can't take away from that. How effective force buying on the CT side of Cobblestone can actually be. Because there's a lot of close range angles, especially on B towards drop, you know, that play into the hands of pistols. And, as you can see over here, Danger, not really one of those positions, to be fair. It's very, very open, which allows Pulse to take down Prov. So into the 5-on-4. As the Molotovs go down. GKR trying to get something done. Nova, what's going on, ruffian man? You missed 4 shots, just jumping about like a madman. Literally jumping, and I think that's what cost him that kill there in the end. 5 versus 2, so really good round so far to keep a hold of as many weapons as they possibly can. Andrex stuck in that corner. Pulse trying to get away, Pulse go down. I think Aaron's going to make sure that no one's going to be able to save that AK. So they only lose 1 player there. I mean, they didn't even have to lose Pulse. But what can you do? As it will now be 6-4. Team Endpoint starting to kind of string some rounds together. Solidify their lead. Should be able to get a 7-4 here. Because no quarter Cartel had to go for that kind of double eco force buy situation, so to speak. Shots coming in. Alyssa will land onto Ruffian through the door there. Like I say, only a few upgraded pistols here for the T side to deal with, so it shouldn't be too challenging of a round, in all honesty, towards the back end of things. Should be pretty simple, my friends. Pretty simple. Does depend though. Dink comes in onto Aaron, which will allow GKR to pick up that kill. So now into a 4-on-2. Here, Weber able to connect the double spray down. Left on 1 HP, however. Prov, come on, man. You've got to find this kill. Oh! That was painful. That was so painful. It looked like he was going to miss that one. But gets there in the end. 3 players left alive on the Endpoint side. Bodes well for their economy going forwards. Now into the 7-4 situation. Nice kill from Andrex. A little bit of an off angle there outside the window onto drop. It's pretty difficult to connect those shots, in all fairness, from that position. You know, they can easily back off. They have to fight you, basically, for you to win that. And then you have to win it. But if they decide, right, he's there, especially with an M4, even if you get the ding, they can quite easily back off. Andrex is left on pretty low HP. Weber also absolutely terrible. Allows Weber to get the kill onto Andrex, but very quickly traded back. However, his teammates are actually on the other side of the map, but the rotates are going to come in now, as I believe it would be Ruffian hearing the sound cues here. Bomb gets dropped by Russ. The boost up from Ruffian as well will clear out Pulse, and now it's all on Luzza with the AWP. As he's in the 1 versus 4, and very quickly Ruffian is going to bounce his way over there and take him down. So 7-5 now, NQC starting to close the gap, but nonetheless, still a reasonably good T side so far from Endpoint. And it is quite close. Been some sloppy rounds, not too many clutches coming in. I think Endpoint have got to take a couple more here, though, in all honesty, to have a solid T side. 9-6, 10-5, really good score lines to put up on that T side. You know, otherwise, it's going to be a little bit more difficult going into the CT side of things. So it does depend. If Luz is able to pop off on the AWP on that CT side, definitely doable. Oh, beautiful Molotov there. Whoever that was, to push GKR out of position. Makes that job slightly easier on the T side. No one able to capitalize, however, on him getting pushed out of position. So he could quite easily go back to the same position, in fairness. More pressure over towards A at the moment for the T side. Weber gets tagged down to 34. Boost in from Ruffian 2 rounds in a row will cost him his life, as it's now a 5-on-4, and it's all down to Prov, I believe, with the AWP there on site. Tagged down to 7 HP. Auto Director says we don't really want you to see that action. He will go down to the nade again. Now Andrex in Romeo, only able to find 1. 4 versus 2. A lot of low HPs on this CT side, however. On this T side, however, so possible for the CTs to maybe get something done, but they're just going to back off and save, because obviously they won't know that information until a little bit later on. Even though they are on low HPs as well, you know, it's difficult retaking 4 versus 2 with no utility. Only 1 kit, you know. So, should just save. Smart move. Take a quick look at the economy as well. It's not brilliant on that CT side. Neither is it on the T side, in fairness, but now it is going to be a hell of a lot more solid going forwards. Pulse will go down to GKR. So, nice little kill from him. Especially to hold on to that M4, ever important. Oh, no quarter cartel got a Twitter, lads. 48 followers. Less. Getting there though, not a bad side. Turkish CS is not known for being huge, but You know. That is a good point, actually. Yes. I will not bring up the console again to turn it down. I will just turn it down on OBS. I think it's easy. Hiko, are you kidding me, dude? Zero, sort your shit out, man. Ay, ay, ay. Pardon my French, but this is ridiculous. Family show. Come on. Like, what is this? Right. I have to disconnect again and try and reconnect. I guess this is why Sevo don't host any high-end tournaments, eh, boys? Might as well turn my volume down while I'm here. That is it's on 0.8, so that's probably something to do with it. Don't look at my rank. I haven't been playing. What can I say? Should be all sorted sound-wise now. Eclipse Esports TV, thank you very much. Alright, okay, cool. Straight back into things, I suppose, so don't miss too much of the action, I don't think. Our previous round going to Endpoint, so that's good. Looking good for the 9-6 here as well. Although Andrex is definitely going to put a spanner in the works. And so is Russ. So 5 versus 3 very, very quickly. Pulse double-checking that spot. Ruffian, however, will at least get caught with a smoke out. Back into a 2-on-4. They're looking to try and get something done here. We've got these frame issues again, which is pretty sick. That I thought we'd gotten rid of. Nice flash comes in. Nice, so with a little bit of pre-fire, we'll eventually find Prov as well. But Andrex is up at the top of the ramp there with a beautiful CZ headshot and a tap to finish it down. Now all on Luzzer in the 1 versus 3. Can sometimes really pop off with this orb, but I think recently, you know, I've been casting him quite a bit in the past week, right? A little bit quiet sometimes. A little bit quiet sometimes. I think he's reliable to get your opening picks. As you can see, right, he's 13 and 9. He's actually top fragging, the highest fragger on the server. But I don't mean, when I say quiet, I don't mean bad. I mean not a very flashy AWPer, if that makes sense. But he is that reliable turret style. Pick you up 1, maybe 2 kills a round. But if it's in a 1 versus 3 situation, it is definitely difficult for him to connect all the shots at once. You know, which is how some AWPers are, I guess. Skadoodle for a while used to play like that. Until Tarek seems to have, well, at least at the major, turned him into a machine. You know, Guardian, in a sense, used to play like that. I think it's once an AWPer finds their confidence, not only for hitting shots, but also for hitting multiple shots at once. Weber, mate. That's a sad day. 5 versus 4 now. Oh, Ruffian and Prov as well, instantly taking down Pulse. Very quickly makes it a 5-on-3. Luzzer caught between a rock and a hard place. 5 versus 2, making a 5 versus 1. What a decisive pistol round there. Very little damage being done onto the T side. Unfortunate for the Endpoint boys to lose the pistol in such fashion, but now we're going to see whether they have got these effective force buys or not on that CT side. As they look to try and get something done here. Do a little bit of economic damage. 2 AKs, 3 UMPs certainly will be difficult. You know, you've got those fast spiraling players, as it were, with the UMPs, and then you've also got that firepower long-range capabilities of the AK. So a nice mix from the NQC side. Rob finds there to Pulse. He wasn't blinded up, but the timing works out in his favour. So very quickly into a 5-on-4. And Prov, of course, is this fake player over towards A, but the CTs are not fighting, at least. Tags come in onto Andrex. But now, Weber's going to have to move. It's a little bit too late on it. Luzzer as well going to go down pretty much immediately there on the A-bomb side. Nice shot from Mighty Max. I think he's going to take that UMP, save it. Indeed he is. With his bayonet rust coat. His hand wrap Badlands. The gloves, of course. Ruffian's AK is called God of Hell. It's a bit of an oxymoron, surely. as like, you know, gods in heaven. Well, I guess I know what he's getting at. He means like, you just dink his teammate. He means like a, you know, a god as in being really good, really powerful. Bit of hell? Nah, not sound, man. Be the god of heaven. Why do you want to be the god of hell? Let's be a chill guy. Either way, not too bad, I suppose. Weber, if he can get some kills here. Aaron's got the armor. He really wants that UMP. And they will give it to him. Swaps his CZ for it. Good little trade, I suppose. Like I say, he's still got that armor or able to buy it. I think he saved last round as well, didn't he? So, yeah. Oh, fix the game, Valve. Smoke bug on the Molotov a little bit. Unless, I think they changed it so it's meant to do that now, kind of. But it's still a bit inconsistent, I find. Either way, the 5-on-5, a couple upgraded pistols, and a UMP in the hands of Aaron. He's going to have to go absolutely huge for Endpoint to take this round. At this point, it's just kind of the money maker. Just sort of like doing some damage as well onto that T side. Weber not quite ready for the flank coming from Andrex. Will also find Luzzer.
I thought they were all alley. I didn't hear anyone mid at all, so I just gave them the same thing.
I thought they were all alley. What can you say? Pulse will find GKR. Russ. Oh, and Aaron not able to find a single kill with the UMP there. Either way, going to be the first buy round of this second half now, as it's 9-9. All to play for in this situation. T-side economy very strong going forward. Some pretty good conversion rounds. They'll be able to buy up even if they lose this round. Endpoint, on the other hand, all to play for in this case. Glass cannon on Luzzer, and everybody else with a fair buy, as you would expect after losing the pistol. Depends what they're going to do with this AWP though. He will be playing towards long. Going to try and go for an aggressive pick, but unfortunately there is no one in the immediate vicinity. That Molotov as well will certainly put a stop to things from Prov. Smoke, I believe, for Connector. Although it is a slightly different lineup than what I've seen. Maybe not, actually. I think it's a smoke for block. But either way, they're going to go rushing straight in. Aaron's going to find two despite being blinded up. Ruffian has traded Mighty Max, not Mad Max, in the in all the chaos into a 3-on-2 now, and you've got Prov on this Mac 10 as well, going to make it more difficult for the B side. Gives that away, so now the CT is going to be aware of the fact that they're up against an AK, the Mac 10. Looking pretty good on the CT side here if they're able to find their way in. No hits here, and this Mac 10 is absolutely popping off. Prov going to find two of the heads. Of course, having no head armor there essentially turns it into like a close range AK, but with higher fire rate. Very, very dangerous indeed to face off against that. Prov as well has been one of the bigger names, it would seem, for this NQC side. Second fragging for his team, second fragging on the server as well. Luzzer yet to pick up a kill in the second half. Has to be considered, so difficult to say the least for Endpoint. They do manage to save this AWP. It's going to need Luzzer to go massive right now. Ooh, he's not actually going to get to save it, and they'll even retrieve that. Prov doing work for his team there, wins it out in the 3 versus 2, picks up those initial 2 kills, and stops Luzzer from saving, and saves the AWP. I mean, what more could you want from a player in that round? The economy of this T side as well now getting very, very strong. GKR's individual economy is a little bit weak, but of course he'll be able to ask for a gun from some of his friends. 4 Deagles and a P250 on the Endpoint side. Might be able to get something done, especially with a B stack. It would depend. Luzzer is the only one on A, playing slightly more aggressively to be able to gather the info. That is a horrible skin. If we're talking about skins, get it off. Either way, 5 versus 5. Mighty Max is going to get spotted out by Andrex. Got his Molotov out now, so a chance Aaron will take him down. Got to find Russ, though, coming back in for the trade. No one as of yet going down in that little 1 versus 1, but Prov will win his. Russ also finds Weber. Aaron has made it away. He's got his hands on this AK as well, but a nice little flick from Russ. 1 versus 4 now for Luzzer. A little bit of damage being done onto Andrex, but like I say, that T-side economy is absolutely solid, so it's going to be very difficult indeed for them to get anything done going forward. Either way, going to be a buy coming in. Thank you very much for the follow, my good sir. Full buy from both sides here. Ups on both sides also. Double up on that CT side, actually. I've not quite noticed that. Mighty Max fancies his chances. Couple of kits, a little bit of utility. So not all bad. Ooh, creeping around the smoke, though. Andrex. Yeah, shouldn't really be getting that one, in all honesty, but he does. Luzzer's going to find Ruffian, however, misses the second shot, which allows GKR to take him down. So 4 versus 3. I wouldn't say they've got a control here, though, on the T side. Still got Wibber to 5. He's going to get 1. A second as well. Flanked out and taken down, but that allows Pulse to get aggressive. Going to drop the bomb. Leaves Andrex in the 1 versus 2 on half HP. Semi-aware of his positioning here. But he's going to take down Pulse. Now, Mighty Max has got to hit the shot. Trying to bait out the shot with the shoulder peek from Andrex, but unfortunately, Mighty Max is not biting. Will take him down. And just about clutches it out for Endpoint. Good stuff. Able to pull out another buy on this T side, however, so Endpoint not done yet. They've got to hold off against this round, make sure that they don't get reset. Because otherwise it won't be too good for them. Not a great way to go forward, you know, winning rounds, getting reset, especially getting into the last stage of the game, and when it's so close here. Flash comes in, going to force out Pulse from the drop room. Webber as well, holding towards danger. They like to play aggressive up alley. Up A long. Up side. It's got many names. But yeah, they like to play aggressive. There's not much passive holding coming in from CT side Endpoint, which I think is very effective. You have to get aggressive as the CTs. You spawn with that map control on the T side, so it's very, very difficult indeed for the CTs to gather info. One of the best ways is to get aggressive on long. Beautiful Molotov comes in to allow GKR to take down Aaron. Leaves him on 5 HP, however, here we go. Mighty Max with the orb. Already got 2. 3 on 3 now as Russ gets 1 from drop. He's got 2 players to deal with from there. Finds a 3rd. Gonna get himself a 4th as well. Looking for the ace. Not quite able to find it as he just falls down at the last hurdle. 2 versus 1 now, though. The work has been done from Mighty Max. It all rests on his 2 teammates to take it. As Russ creeping round. They're ready for him to be here. He's trying to check under window. The timing not in his favour, and Luzzer will finish it off. I don't think they're going to be able to get to this AWP here. Ooh, they will. Okay, fair enough. See, though, the end of round timer is a little bit longer. I know the Face It one is absolutely painful after, because I play a lot of Face It. ESEA, I'm not too sure when you play in main and stuff, in fairness. So, the final buy here from NQC if they lose this round, at least for a little while. And of course, Endpoint, their economy is not too ideal, only surviving with 2 players there. Got Pulse on the UMP here. Mighty Max, of course, really feeling it after that round on the AWP here. Lineup coming in. This one's going to go all the way to the end of long. But that does not matter. Because, and something they've not read into, because they've not been playing A very often. Oh, it's not going to go all the way back to the end of long. It's actually going to go to the middle, but Luzzer's boosted up, so it really does not matter here. And it's actually a terrible smoke. Luzzer, oh, not able to get the kill. Ruffian gets a double spray down there. Not ready for this 3rd player to be here, but only able to get 1 in the hands of Pulse, and the immediate call to save, I think. Indeed. Prof going to take down Aaron as well. Mighty Max now wants to keep hold of this AWP. Going to be 12-11 to NQC, and unfortunately for Endpoint in their economy. Take a quick look. 16-6 in the hands of Mighty Max. But the economy of the team, really not ideal. I don't even think Mighty Max is really going to be able to drop anything across. So perhaps just some upgraded pistols. It will be kind of a double eco situation anyway. As their economy is essentially going to get reset here. Gotta survive. Mighty Max gotta be careful here. Does find Russ, and I think he should be able to get away with it. He's got Andrex quickly coming up from the B halls here. But he also finds him. I mean, Mighty Max is playing really well with this AWP here. perhaps something in the works. But at this point, you know, it's going to be difficult. He's going to have to go absolutely huge in this round if they want to take it. The best case scenario is to do a bit of economic damage and actually keep a hold of that AWP going into the next round. Well, I mean, the best case scenario is the win, but the best case expected scenario, if that makes sense. The worst is obviously losing the round, but like losing that AWP is pretty bad. And here we go. This is what you want to see. Mighty Max getting aggressive. No one there on plat as they are actually going to go towards A. This is something as well Endpoint could read into. NQC really, really liking the A bomb site right now. Luzza playing up close and personal with the Deagle. Not able to find anything though. Apart from a bit of info. 12 here on the flank. Tagged down to 14. They're not quite able to finish him off. Tried to put a spanner in the works in terms of rotates, but not quite able to do so. Pulse as well is going to try and look for this one. Spots him out. In comes Weber. Will pick up that kill. Aaron as well over on the A-bomb site has found one. Mighty Max now left on 15 HP. Going to find Antrex. So it's a 4-on-3. Weber's got his hands on the AWP, on the AK rather. And that's going to be the round going the way of Endpoint. They don't even need the AK in the end. It's going to be Pulse and Aaron with the USPs. Picking up a nice couple of kills. Mighty Max does go down, but Aaron's able to save that up going into the next round. And it seems Mighty Max now has said, listen, Luzza, mate, you've been doing alright in terms of fragging, but when you've got that AWP in hand, it's not quite having the impact we need it to have, so it's my turn. And he definitely is. It's a lot more noticeable, for sure. A little bit more flair, I suppose. Whereas Luzza seems a bit more of the reliable kind of turret-style AWPer. Mighty Max has got that flair, the flick shots, the big kills, because he's not afraid of getting aggressive. Weak buy from the NQC side as well. They've got the Mac 10 and GQR, but that's about that's about all you can write home about. Molotov will actually pick up Pulse. GQR as well, going to find Luzza, which allows him to get an M4. He's left on 34 HP, so it should be an easy pickup for Weber, and it is. But 4-on-3. They're outnumbered. I'm going to find Ruffian. They're outnumbered, although now evenly numbered, but the HPs on the T side, very low indeed. Weber is going to find one over towards Wood. Prov goes in for the flank. They're all facing him one by one, and he's going to get it. A little bit of a baity kind of style there. They were all on low HP though with the pistols. They need to kind of catch him off guard, and it's very difficult to do so when you kind of spread out like that. But a 4K on the eco around there from Weber saves it for his team, gets the defuse. 13-12 now in favour of Team Endpoint. All to play for at this point. You know, the economies of both sides really not strong enough to afford to lose around. Double up setup coming in from the CTs yet again. T side, they've got a full buy, full utility, but they lose this one. You know, it's going to be very, very difficult going into round number 27, as it will be for the Endpoint side. I think they've got a couple players with a fair amount of money, but I feel like they'd still have to eco if they lose this one. You know, maybe drop some pistols across in the hands of Weber, but they won't be able to buy very well if they decide to go for the force. Execute coming up over towards B. I kind of like this though. Takes a while for them to land. They can kind of get in through drop. Andrex here. Going to take down Mighty Max. Auto-director decides to go to a dead man. Molotov doing a hell of a lot of damage here. Will allow a couple of kills to come in for Endpoint. Ruffian trades back Aaron. So B control firmly in the hands of the T side. Prov left on 3 HP through that spray in the pulse as well. Not expecting Ruffian in the off angle as he picks up 2 quick kills. Now on to Luzza with the AWP. Couldn't find one, but the spam comes in from Ruffian and a 4K from him. Trading of individual pop-offs there, I suppose, from both teams will allow NQC to pick up that round. And Weber does have 8K. I think it's fair to say, maybe drop some... Ooh, spicy. Okay. This kind of makes sense, because he can actually pull out the AWP and maybe go, like, chest armor? Is he going to go glass cannon with it? That's a bit weird. I would have... And he's also bought 2 flashbangs. I would have neglected to get the flashbangs. Go chest armor AWP. And roll with that. I do like this setup though, because surely you can throw these smokes and very quickly make your way towards like mid. Okay, that's what I'm going to do now. I like it. Yeah, this is actually quite clever. They're going for pretty much the same setup again, but now going towards A instead of B. Flank coming in from Luzzer. He will spot them out, doesn't get any kills. Mighty Max finds the lurker in Andrex as well. But I think with them now planting this bomb on B and the AWP ball, they'll just want to save this. Pulse has got his hands on an AK as well. So 4 versus 3, no utility. Mighty Max going to try and go for something, but ultimately it'll be a 14th on the board for NQC. Really, really clever though. But perhaps they should have read into the economy of Endpoint first before going for that. Because it kind of wasted that strategy. And it's a bit of a long con, right? You do it the first time, and the first time you go on B. So they think it's a B execute. Right, and it's your go-to B execute from platform, which, you know, you generally go for. But it's not. It's outside B. Really good execute, to be fair. Outside B. Lay it down. Go towards B. Not able to save the gun. But still more damage being done. But yeah, so you do it the first time. Go towards B. And you do it the second time. And due to the positioning where you're throwing the smoke from, you go towards A. And they'll think you're going towards B because it's what you did previously. It's quite smart. It's a little bit of a mix-up on the B execute that we generally see. Pause coming in. This is quite good from Sivo. Like to see this on some of the other ones. That it tells us what kind of a timeout and whose timeout it is. To be honest. Not very long though. They only get about 30 seconds. Sometimes it can be up to a minute and a half on the ESEA. But I think they only get 1 pause per half in ESEA. Whereas here, I think they get a few across the game. 4 for the game? I don't know. That's what Faceit does. 25 seconds and 4 pauses across the entire game. Either way, bit of a pause. NQC want to figure out what they're doing this round. Got a full buy coming in. It's all to play for here. You know, they're going to have that match point. Or they're possibly going to get themselves a bit reset on the economy side of things. Double up setup again from the CT side. 1 towards A, 1 towards B. Passive hold in the B halls from NQC. There's a minute and 30 seconds left, and no one's really getting aggressive on either side. Again, you know, as you would expect, Endpoint not going for the passive A hold. And now all remains to be seen what NQC go for, expending a fair amount of utility to flush out some of these positions. Only got 2 smokes left, whereas on the CT side of things, they barely used anything at all. In terms of Molotovs and flashbangs. Although I would say now, as I say that, and take a look, it's actually quite even, but it doesn't matter because the kills are not even. Andrex trying his best to even it back up, but Mighty Max has got things to say about that. Brings it into a 4-on-2. There's GKR and Andrex here, trying to keep their team in it, trying to get their team to that overtime potential. GKR rather, very, very confused as his teammates are. And now he's the only one remaining as Andrex goes down. 1 versus 2 situation. He manages to get the bomb plant in, which is kind of the saving grace going forward. Will be a 1-on-2. Weber and Luzzer. Ooh, they spot each other out. Weber going to find that shot. Now it's Luzzer. A little bit nervous sometimes by the looks of things, at least the way he's been playing this game. Got the open hand as well. Time is ticking away. Pulls out his CZ. Surely spots the shadow, but gets the flick onto GKR. And that'll be the 14th round. 14-14 now. Team Endpoint evening it back up. And it remains to be seen whether this NQ side... I think they should be able to buy with that bomb plan down. Yeah, they're going to have a fair amount of money here on some of the players. But it is going to be a weaker buy on Russ and Andrex for sure. UMP has to come out in the hands of Andrex at the very least. And Ruffian had to drop across to Russ. So now the economy is very, very weak. On either side, 2 FAMASs for the CT side as well. Fair amount of utility for everyone. A couple of kits for the CTs as you would expect. It's really all to play for here. Whoever loses this round is probably going to lose the next one. So whoever wins this round by proxy wins the game. In theory, if everything goes to plan, if they're able to play the anti-force by round. Going to be an A hit coming in from the T side. They've only got 3 players over here, however. 2 on the lurks. They really have to be careful, getting aggressive up mid into 3 players. Pulse is the only one they need, however, on the Endpoint side, as he takes down GKR. I want to say GQR, like, all the time. I'm trying to fight it. But either way, he picks up 2, does Pulse, and leaves it in a 5 versus 3 situation. 2 players over towards B, but the rotate has come in from that CT side now, so they've got the 3 conventional players you would expect. Aaron in the slight off angle will go down. They're expecting, I believe it's Mighty Max in that corner to be there, and they will take him down. 3 on 3. Pulse had to find one there. Gets traded back, but at least it's into a 2 on 2. Luzzer with the AWP on the retake. The rotates are a bit late as well. Luzzer could definitely get something done. Finds the flick onto Russ. Prov now. Big man. For this T side. Already on 21 kills. He's got to make it 23, however, and not expecting the flank from Weber. It will be 15-14 as we get into round number 30, and that economy of the T side. They got the bomb down. They're going to have their economy reset. So they get, what, 2100? And that's really not quite enough on top of what they already had. Because I think they'll be able to maybe get 1 AK. Possibly 2. But at the sacrifice, GKR especially, at the sacrifice of a hell of a lot of utility. I think Prov dropped that AK across as well to Russ. Because he's got chest armor and a CZ. And a couple of flashbangs. Fully bought up on that CT side though, you would expect them to take this one. I believe Sevo would go to overtime, so I don't think there's any kind of points-based system in terms of draws, but we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be a long game. Got another one after this. So Mighty Max going to find the first kill. Ruffian and GKR, though, make quick work of those B players. Pulse only able to get 1 so far. It's into a 2 on 3. Luzzer as well, a close and personal with the Deagles, will go down. So you just about write them off. And they managed to take it. And they are extremely savvy to the fact that Weber is over towards platform, over towards the short area. Not going to go towards drop. Going to have to pass the AWP of Ruffian, and he's creeping around, walking around these corners as you would expect. Not going to be ready for the AWP, and it will be 15-15. And of course, we go to the overtime. Heartbreaking loss of a round, honestly, for Endpoint. I feel like they should have taken that one against the weaker weaponry. They even stacked more players over towards B, but just not quite ready for the pincer movement from drop, and those pistols going absolutely huge. You know, the Deagle, the CZ, so strong at the moment. Especially if you can abuse that Deagle, if you're good with it. The CZ is easy. If you're not good with the CZ, then you should be uninstalling the game. To be honest, but the Deagle I think requires a certain amount of skill in the kind of first instance of using it, you know, or to get multiple kills in a round. It's not as easy, perhaps, as the pros make it look, but still quite strong in that respect. You know, if you just put the time in, just make sure you can work it. You just need to headshot someone, and anyone can aim for a head in time. You know, if you put enough time in. Whereas the P250, you hit a headshot, still not going to kill someone. They still have a little bit of time to react. You know, so it's difficult. It's very difficult. Either way, getting into it very quickly, it is going to be, I think it's MR3. It says 1 out of 6. Normally they say 1 out of 3, and then it swaps half, and then it'll say 1 out of 3 again. So I think it's MR3 10k. So you kind of have to be careful with your economy in this situation, because you don't have all the money in the world, right? Double AWP setup coming in from the CTs could be very detrimental. If they lose this round, then lose the second, they'll have no money going into that final round of this first half. But either way, we'll see if they're able to take it in overtime or if they go to a second. Luzzer going to miss the shot there onto Russ. Molotov comes in from Weber. Burning them up to hell. They decide to run through it. He picks up 2 with the spray down. Prof going to get the AWP kill, but caught with a nade out by Pulse, who's on that quick rotate. Been playing so well, so smart at the moment. Aaron as well, only able to get 1, but does a fair amount of damage onto the final player for that NQC side. Mighty Max finds the head, of course. He's been playing so well with this AWP on the CT side. I feel like Luzzer's been missing a few shots that perhaps he shouldn't. You know, been a little bit more quiet, right? He was, what, 13 to 9, I think, after the T side of things, and now he's 19 to 22, so he has really dropped off on this CT side for sure. Mighty Max, however, has come alive, so has Pulse, so that's definitely helped them out, but not able to come alive enough, so it would seem, to take a round here. Flash is coming in onto platform, going to allow the team to go ballistic out. Those are completely blinded up. So is Aaron. GKR. God damn it, we'll pick up 2. Mighty Max and Pulse trade 1 for 1 there, and obviously maths tells you it's going to be a 2-on-1 now in favour of the NQC side. What does that even mean? No quarter cartel. Who knows, man? Are they an effective cartel? I suppose we'll find out. Weber catches out Ruffian looking the wrong way. Now it's all on Prov. Weber's got full utility here, but opting not to use very much of it. Throws down the smoke. Got himself a flash going in. Going to spot out Prov as well. Tags him up. Not quite able to find it, but will chase after him, finish it off, and able to get the defuse because he's got that kit as well. So 17 to 15 in favour of Team Endpoint here. A really good first half of the overtime from them so far. Saves that AWP also. A little bit closer to the wire than they would like, but starting off with 10k, you know, they're not too bad. Just winning the rounds, I think, is the key thing in that situation. T-side, however, bit of a weaker bite going into the last round of this first half. Prov forced onto the CZ. But still everyone else on AKs, so not too bad. Whoa, we got the animation, boys. Like, the only reason you'd have a falchion knife. Falcon? Falcon, I think is what you meant to say. Either way. Drop. Rush. Coming in. 1 by 1 here, though. Allows Pulse to pick up 2 kills. Russ and Ruffian a little bit split, and Prov kind of just picks up the AK and backs off. So into a 5-on-3. Looks good for Endpoint to get this 18th round, secure the double overtime if need be. And then they'd only need 1 round on that T side. Going to be an uphill battle in the second half for NQC if they're not able to get this one back. Andrex, though, if there's any man to do it, it is him. He finds the head of Aaron. Over towards Chicken Coop. Mighty Max has to go for a bit of a move towards the fountain as a Molotov comes flying in. Pulse is also on 39 HP after that exchange and drop. So definitely a chance that the T-side could take this, but playing it smart at this point, Endpoint. Not getting too aggressive with the peaks, making sure that they're covered from drop. Mighty Max doing so well not to take the shot there, but unfortunately, it will allow the T's to cross through and take him down. Also almost lands the kill. Weber chimes in with the headshot, now onto Prov in the 4-on-1. He's only able to get 1, however, so a 3-0 half in our first round of overtime. So we get into the second half, and as you can hear, the match point there, they've got 3 match points.